Ibar. Eric Ibar's batting average, .303. 126 hits. He was going to bunt, but bailed out as the pitch came inside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ibar's driven in 50. He has hit 5 home runs. Ibar, 3 out of 4 last night, 3 out of 7 in the series. But just 3 hits in his last 17 at-bats. And he busts one into center. Meyer came in, and now the ball's over his head. That ball really fooled him. And Ibar's at second base and not stopping there. He heads for third, and he'll slide in without a relay throw. And a triple for Ibar on a misplayed drive off the bat of Ibar that really fooled center fielder Mitch Meyer. So after a good defensive play, then a misread by Meyer. And you know, Steve, thinking back on the ball that Bloomquist came in to catch, I don't think he read that off the bat, Willie Bloomquist, very well at first either.
These tough conditions right now?
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so, but the first, as you say, the first 2 balls have been misread.
The DNA evidence would tell you that perhaps that would be the case. So the Angels have a runner at third, 1 out, and Bobby Abreu at the plate, hitting .294 with a dozen home runs, and the infield will play back. And a fastball strike puts Hochevar ahead of Bobby Abreu. Angels victorious in the first 2 games of the series. Final game tomorrow afternoon. 1 strike on Abreu. Hochevar brings it home, and a fastball thrown hard but inside. Luke's last outing was last Monday night in Oakland. And his victory drought was extended to 7 straight with an 8-5 loss to the A's. Abreu was tempted, started to go, checked in time. Ball 2, 2-1. So Luke Hochevar looking for his first victory since he beat the Texas Rangers here on July the 25th. Eric Ibar at third, 1 out. Abreu wanting at least a fly ball or a ground ball to short or second to get the runner home. 2-1 pitch and a bouncing ball foul. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby Abreu, 1 out of 3 last night, 1 out of 5 in the series. Now the infield with 2 strikes on Abreu is going to come in for the play at the plate. So things have changed a bit for the Angels hitter. Now he needs more than a ground ball on the infield. 2-2 pitch. Fastball high and away. Full count of 3-2. Bobby Abreu just 5 hits in his last 36 at-bats. Since the 1st of August, the Angels' number 3 hitter batting just .214. Hochevar needs a strikeout. 3-2 the count. In comes the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off. Torrey Hunter will be next. Vladimir Guerrero is not in the Angels lineup today. Three and 2 on Abreu. He has driven in 70 runs in his last 87 games, so he's been producing. And the 3-2 pitch. He started to go, and the pitch, a breaking ball missed, ball 4. So he checked his swing, and now it's 1st and 3rd, 1 out for Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter was the main culprit for the Royals last night. He singled to tie the game in the 8th inning, and then a leadoff single in the 11th, and he eventually scored what proved to be the winning run. Now the infield will retreat to double play depth. Torrey Hunter hitting .309 with 19 home runs. Hochevar deals, and right on target, strike 1. Eric Ibar at third. He tripled. Bobby Abreu's at first. He walked. Torrey Hunter, 2 out of 8 in the series. Hochevar turns and throws to first. Now Abreu with 28 stolen bases, caught only 7 times, we mentioned before the game. The Angels' game plan, or part of it today, is to run on Hochevar and Brian Pena. So Abreu, with only 7 caught stealings, takes a pretty good lead. Hochevar looks that way, runner doesn't go, and it's chopped foul by Hunter. And now the count is 0-2. So Torrey Hunter finds himself in the hole. The Angels obviously want to avoid a double play here. Some teams will run with a count 0-2, thinking that the pitcher will throw a breaking ball or something in the dirt to try to make the hitter chase. On the other hand, the Royals, if they think that Bobby Abreu might take off for second here with the count 0-2, they are certainly free to pitch out. So Mike Scioscia, the Angels manager, Royals manager Trey Hillman thinking over their options. Meanwhile, 0-2 on Torrey Hunter. Bobby Abreu, good lead, not running, and a swing and a miss. So a good breaking ball to Torrey Hunter and a huge strikeout for Hochevar. And now first and third, 2 out for Kendry Morales. Kendry Morales with a batting average of .312. He has homered 30 times, driven in 94. And another switch hitter. It appears, and granted he has only faced 4 hitters, but it looks like Hochevar has pretty good stuff. It's a matter of consistently putting that stuff in good spots. Morales up there left-handed, and a fastball inside, ball 1. Luke's big problem throughout the year, in fact, it really manifested itself out in Oakland last Monday night, the big inning. He gave up 5 runs to the A's in the 3rd inning, and 3 of those came with 2 out. The Royals had spotted him a 4-0 lead. Popped up. He should be out of the inning. Mark Teahan at third base, wandering off into foul ground to make the catch. And a good job of Hochevar to work around the 1-out triple and the walk to Abreu. So the Angels strand 2, and after half an inning, the Angels nothing. Royals are coming up.
You're a guy, but chances are you're not that guy. While you're updating that last
10. And the breeze is out of the northwest. 6 to 8 miles an hour, drifting toward the right field corner. Cloudy, very overcast at the moment. The lights are on. Some of the clouds started to burn off, but pretty overcast at the moment. Fouled away by De Jesus. Official time and temperature brought to you by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot at KCI. 1-2 on the Royals leadoff hitter. Bloomquist and Butler to follow. 28-year-old Joe Saunders pitches to De Jesus, and there's a breaking ball, and David just nicked it. He got it right on the end of the bat, but he stays alive. Saunders is 6'3", 210. Born in Springfield, Virginia. Lives in Chandler, Arizona. He pitched collegiately at Virginia Tech. Working from the third base edge of the pitching rubber, comes to De Jesus, and David spoils a fastball, fouls it back to the net. Saunders a winner in his last start. He beat Seattle 10-0 in Seattle on the 31st of August. He gave up just 3 hits over 7 innings with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. And he left the contest with a 10-0 lead. Beat the Tigers in his start prior to that, 4-2. That was in Anaheim. And another foul ball over toward the Royals dugout. So Saunders can't get it past him. De Jesus can't get it in play. And the count holding at 1-2. De Jesus made one of the good defensive plays last night. He was part of a double play made.
So that's 4 starters right there. So they were short as it was. Into center field, and man, did De Jesus earn that base hit. The 8th pitch of the at-bat, and he opens the first with a single.
This is always a classic battle between pitcher and hitter, and Saunders left a break plate, and Davis stayed over the ball and hit it right back through the middle. And Saunders had some idea he wanted to throw that bare hand out there, but changed his mind.
Yeah, but he's got a no-hitter going. I mean, he's got to try and catch that ball, right?
We'll say if he tried to catch that ball, Ryan, we'd have said, Joe, we'll see you next year.
Well, in the game last night, the Royals took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. David De Jesus grounded out, but then Willie Bloomquist reached with an infield single, stole second, and came home on a Billy Butler single. So we'll see if Trey Hillman has the same approach in inning number 1 today. Try and put some pressure on Saunders in the first inning as they tried to do against Lackey. Of course, Lackey's ERA is under 4. So maybe you have to push the envelope more against him, thinking you're not going to get as many opportunities as you will against Saunders. Good play at third by Figgins, and a 5-4-3 double play. Defensively for the Angels, Juan Rivera, Torrey Hunter, and Gary Matthews Jr. in the outfield, with Figgins at third, Ibar at short, Howie Kendricks at second base today, Kendry Morales at first, and Mike Napoli, who started the game on Friday, is back there again today for Joe Saunders. So both pitchers getting a good defensive play in the first inning.
Well, Figgins made that play look a lot easier than it really was. Willie really turned on that ball, and he made it look so smooth, and Kendrick almost didn't have a chance to get to second base. He got rid of it so fast, and he had to work his feet around there so he can get comfortable, and gave David a chance to get in there, but we couldn't avoid the throw to first base for the double play.
2-0 on Billy, driving in his 68th run with the single in the first inning against Lackey last night. Two and one. Joe Saunders, first-round pick of the Angels in 2002 out of Virginia Tech. In the last 2 years, he's been a very fast starter. He was 6-0 to begin last year, 5-1 this year. And Billy just hit a screamer in and out of the Royals dugout.
Well, it just hit right on the facing of that dugout. It shows you how quick that ball can get over there. Those people in the front row got to be feeling pretty lucky. That ball goes skimming across the top of the dugout. They have no chance to get out of the way. See, we got that little caption on the edge of the dugout right there. That's where the ball hit.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Got him with a fastball up at 93, and that's the inning.
Price. Become a fan of Independence Honda, the home of Hondas for Less, located on the Miracle Mile, 2 minutes north of I-70 on Noland Road.
0-0, second inning. Rivera, Matthews, Napoli coming up here against Luke Hochaver. Juan Rivera batting .299. So he has seen his average drop below 300 on this road trip and in this series. Breaking ball is high and inside, ball 1. Rivera 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 8 in the series. 1-0 pitch from Hochaver, and a breaking ball is popped up into center field. Mitch Meyer coming in, waiting for it to come down, and makes the catch. 1 down, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Royals Baseball Network. Royals Baseball presented by Time Warner Cable. Denny Matthews with Steve Stewart and Don Free at Kauffman Stadium. 0-0, each team with a hit. Gary Matthews hitting .243. He too a switch hitter. Hochaver deals and a fastball for a strike. Luke doing a good job of throwing his first pitch to hitters for a strike. Gary Matthews playing in the series for the first time. The 0-1 pitch hit hard into right field. A solid single for Gary Matthews. After 1 out in the first inning, Eric Ibar tripled, and then Abreu walked, but Torrey Hunter struck out, and then Hochaver got Kendry Morales to foul out to Tien. So 1 on 1 out. Here's Mike Napoli, the catcher. Played Friday night did not play last night. Napoli hitting .278. He has hit 17 home runs. Mike Napoli, 0 for 4 on Friday night. Just one hit in his last 12 at-bats. Right-handed batter. Hochevar pitches to the Angels catcher, and he hits a high pop foul off first. This one will land in the crowd behind the Royals dugout. Strike one. Napoli hitting in the 8th spot. Howie Kendrick will be next. Final game of the series tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Davies will pitch against Irvin Santana. Kyle Davies 6-9. Santana is 7-7. And the Tigers roll in for games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Throw to first, runner back. Royals are going to see Porcello and then Verlander and then Jared Washburn in that order. Chen will pitch on Tuesday. Tejeda on Wednesday, and then we'll see about the Royals pitcher on Thursday. One strike to count on Napoli, and he takes low. Hochevar has gone 0-5 with an ERA of 7.30 since that last win on the 25th of July. Check of the runner, in comes the pitch. Napoli takes just a bit outside. Right-handed batter digs in. Now Matthews a little bigger lead at first, not running. And the pitch misses away. 3-1 is the count. The scoreboard has it. Well, they did. Now 3-1. Gary Matthews has stolen 4 out of 5. Still runs reasonably well. So we'll keep an eye on him on this 3-1 pitch to Napoli. He does not run, and a breaking ball well thrown for a strike. Said Luke's got good stuff. His curveball really biting, and his fastball in the low 90s pretty consistently. But that is the operative word, consistent. He still has to be consistent inning to inning with his command. Now we'll see if Gary Matthews runs. First time is called at home plate by Brian O'Nora. So 3-2, 1 out, no score. Gary Matthews a lead. Hochevar looks that way. Runner goes, and a shot up the left field line toward the corner. That's trouble, and it's a fair ball, and DeJesus will have to dig it out of the corner. By that time, Gary Matthews heads home, and the relay throw will not be in time, and it's a double for Napoli. So Napoli drives in his 49th run of the season. The Angels break in front by the score of 1-0. So by running the count full, as Hochevar did, it gave the Angels a chance to start their runner, and Gary Matthews was able to score all the way from first on the double into the left field corner.
Just shows you the depth they have in the roster, Denny, when you had Matthews as a 4th outfielder, you know, with what he can bring to the table.
Does a lot of things pretty well, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Howie Kendrick hitting .283. He, too, playing for the first time in the series. Right-handed batter up there. And hard stuff, low and outside, ball 1. So 3 hits now off Hochevar. A single, a double, and a triple. Next pitch to the right-handed hitting Kendrick. And he loops one into center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Meyer up with the ball. Here comes Napoli home, and the throw will go to second, and it's 2-0 Angels. So Howie Kendrick didn't hit it that hard, but he sure hit it in the profitable spot and drives in his 52nd run of the season. So the bottom third of the Angels' batting order causing problems for Hochevar, and now it's Sean Figgins. Sean Figgins lined out to Willie Bloomquist, who made a sliding catch inning number 1. Hochaber over to first, and Howie Kendrick has stolen 9. He's back to the bag safely. So Figgins still looking for his first hit of the series, and he hits a fly ball into short center field. Out goes the shortstop Betancourt to make the catch, and that's 2 away. So runner at first, and the batter will be Ibar. Ibar tripled to center field in the first inning. So it's Kendrick at first, Figgins at the plate. Kendrick has a pretty good lead. Now the pitch. And a fastball right in there, strike 1. Fastball at 92, Roadrunner turbo speed pitch. Brought your way by Time Warner Cable. Now fast is even faster. Double your speed with Roadrunner Turbo from Time Warner Cable. 1 strike on switch hitting Eric Ibar. Howie Kendrick, big lead, not running. And a long drive to deep right, and back goes Bloomquist, but it's over his head. And short hopping the fence, here comes Kendrick around third to score. And Ibar heads for third and slides in safely with his second triple. So Eric Ibar, boy, that's rare when you hit triples back to back in consecutive innings. So Ibar busting one into deep right center. Bloomquist went back, but reaching up, that ball was over his glove and short hopping the fence. And Bob McClure now is going to go out and have a chat with Luke Hochaber. Well, we talked about Hochaber's problem, Steve. A big inning, just jumping up and biting him, and here we are, second inning, and the Angels have 3.
Well, and you can afford to make mistakes against these guys so rarely. First inning, you talked about the Ibar triple. It's a ball that Mitch Meyer got a bad break on and probably should have caught. And Luke was able to pitch out of some trouble in that first inning, which was great to see. But as you say, 3 big ones on the board already.
And now he's right into the heart of the order, Bobby Abreu, who drew a walk in the first inning. And the pitch is high, ball 1. And all this started with 1 out at the lower part of the batting order, Matthews, Napoli, and Kendrick. And a fastball just ripped into right field. So Ibar scores. Abreu picks up his 87th RBI, and it's 4-0 Angels. That brings up Torrey Hunter. He is the 8th man to bat.
And this is an Angels lineup that had never seen Luke before today, but they look pretty comfortable against him.
Getting good swings now. Torrey Hunter, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Curve is low and outside. We talk about Hochaber's stuff, and again, it appears to be pretty good, but boy, his location is the problem. That's consistency of command. He has thrown some very hittable pitches. And whether you're 93, 94, 95, in the big leagues, I don't care if it's in the middle of the plate, why they're going to make you pay. Low and outside, and a good block by Brian Pena to keep Abreu at first base. So 4 runs on 6 hits for the Angels, and 5 of the 6 hits, and all 4 runs here in the second inning. Hochaber, 2-0 pitch to Torrey Hunter. Broken bat, little bloop, foul territory off first, caught by Butler to end the inning. So 4 runs for the Angels. We go to the bottom of the second. The Angels 4 and the Royals nothing.
He throws it across the field. He's got something.
What does greatness taste like?
He's got something. 50.
Get your hands on a Miller Lite, a beer that's triple hops brewed.
He's got it.
to Brian Pena. Brian hitting .287 with 5 home runs, 13 driven in. 0 for 2 so far in this series. Pitch way outside, and the count even 1-1. Joe Saunders has won his last 2 starts. He has won 3 of his last 4. 0 away, 2-1. Saunders was the Angels' opening day starter this year. A 17-game winner last season. He was 17-7. A chopper to third. Nice big hop for Figgins. And across to Morales to retire Brian Pena. We'll bring up Tian. Mark's average, .281. He has 132 hits, 11 home runs, driven in 46. 1 out of 4 last night, 3 out of 7 in the series. So lefty against lefty. Saunders getting the sign from Napoli and goes to work on Tian. And a fastball right in there. Tian celebrating birthday number 28. Getting old. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball lined into left field for a hit. So the Royals have their second single. De Jesus with a first inning hit. And now Miguel Olivo with 1 on and 1 out. Olivo's average is .243. Miguel Olivo handled the catching chores last night. He's the DH today, 0 for 4 in the series. Saunders, check of Tian, pitches to Olivo and chips off the inside corner with a fastball. Saunders in his career against the Royals is 2-0, and boy, he pitched a gem against the Royals way back on May the 9th out in Anaheim. They beat the Royals and Greinke 1-0. Curveball drops in there. Strike 2 on Olivo. It was his first career complete game shutout. Scattered 5 hits, walked only 1, struck out 6, ended up throwing 101 pitches in the 9 innings. This is his 4th career start against KC. And a liner into left field, and Rivera moving back makes the catch. So Olivo kind of golfing that. Pitch was down and in, and he went down to get it, and lines hard to the left fielder Rivera. So Tian at first, 2 away for Mitch Meyer. Mitch with a batting average of .243. 22 RBIs, 57 hits, 3 home runs. Mitch 0 for 4 last night, 1 out of 8 in the first 2 games of the series. Fastball right in there, strike 1. Saunders came into this game having given up 25 home runs in 149 innings. But he's allowed just 3 home runs over his last 6 starts. The lefty brings it in, and a little breaking ball misses outside. That was his slider, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Joe Saunders, in winning 17 games last season, gave up just 21 home runs in 31 starts. And a breaking ball swung, missed by Meyer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-0 Angels, bottom of the 2nd. Still very overcast. Now the flag's just barely moving. Little breeze out of the north. 1-2 the count on Mitch Meyer. High pop foul out of play, third base side. Tian at first, 2 down. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Angels. No runs, 2 singles for the Royals. First 2 games of the series, both 2-1 scores. Angels winning, reaching for a pitch away, ground ball to short. Ibar's throw to first, not in time. Mitch Meyer hit it off the end of the bat, and Ibar really played it pretty casually. Number one, he retreated and waited for the big hop. In retreating, he was on his heels, and then he tried to basically throw from that position, and it didn't work out for him at all. You really can't get much on the throw, and from deep shortstop, and Mitch Meyer, remember, is a decent runner and a left-handed batter. So that's going to go as a base hit. And I'm sure Angels pitcher Joe Saunders, in his mind, is thinking not base hit, but third out of the inning. Now Betancourt up there, and he takes strike 1. The Angels, by the way, are very, very solid defensively. They have committed only 63 errors all year. That's the lowest in the American League. This pitch misses, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Just another of the little things that make the Angels a very formidable team. They do so many things so well. Offensively, defensively, base running, solid pitching, good bullpen. Just off the outside corner, ball 2. Betancourt hitting .237 with 5 home runs. Two on, 2 out, 2-1 on the Royals' number 8 hitter. Saunders brings it in. Tried to go to right field, fouled it straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels' victory last night gives them 80 wins. They are 80-54. And very good on the road. 41 wins, just 28 losses away from Anaheim Stadium. 42 times this year they have come from behind to win a game. 2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. And a drive into center field. Over comes Hunter. Torrey Hunter makes the catch, and that's that. 2 hits and 2 left. And after 2, the Angels 4 and the Royals nothing.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by AT
(816) 966-2222 or stop by. We're at the corner of 150 and 71 highways in Grandview. With 16 bays, get guaranteed quick service today with your friends at Gale's Harley Davidson, where every day is an excuse to have fun.
Follow the rules. Gale's Harley Davidson.
Inning number 3, 4-0 Angels. To tell you all about it, Steve Stewart.
Okay, Denny, thank you. Hochevar's first pitch to Morales. He's down and in for ball 1. Luke avoided the big inning in the first inning, limited the damage, got out of it cheaply with no run scoring, but had a 4-run second fall upon him when 8 men came to the plate for the Angels. There's a pitch down low. 2-0 the count on the American League Player of the Month for August. What an August he had. 385, 10 homers, 33 RBIs. That was in 28 games. Switch hitter bats left-handed, 2-0 from Luke. Swinging a foul out of play off to the left. Morales, Rivera, and Gary Matthews. And if somebody gets on for them, would be Napoli batting fourth. Or straight away for this talented first baseman for the Angels. Hochevar gets his sign from Brian Pena catching today. Long look in. And now the wind and the 2-1 delivery from the big righty. Misses away with it. 3-1. So he falls behind Kendry Morales. He was the August Player of the Month. Bobby Abreu was the July Player of the Month in the AL. 3-1. Hochevar delivers. Swing and a line drive by a diving second baseman Hernandez and into right field for a base hit. So Morales has his first hit of the day. And Hochevar dealing with a base runner yet again. So Morales at first. The batter will be their left fielder Juan Rivera, who popped out to center his first time. Right-handed hitter. He's 3 out of 17 on this road trip. The Angels lost 2 out of 3 in Seattle this week and then came to town for a 4-game series here in Kansas City, and they won both Friday and Saturday by a 2-1 score last night in 11 innings. Royals getting activity going in the bullpen. Lefty begins loosening, and there's a wave and a miss, actually a foul tip off the bat of Juan Rivera. Dusty Hughes, who's just been called up this weekend from Omaha, has begun throwing in the Royals bullpen. They've now called up 4 players from Omaha, 3 pitchers yesterday, and then Luis Hernandez, who's playing second base today, just flew in this morning, joining the Royals. 0-1 on Rivera. Hochevar from the stretch deals and a bouncer toward the middle. Betancourt has it. He'll step on second, fire to first for the double play. So Hochevar gets the ground ball. And the double play, the first turn by the Royals today. And the batter will be Gary Matthews. He singled and got their 4-run rally started, scoring in the second inning on a double by Mike Napoli. Where's number 24 on his Angels uniform? 35 years old now, Gary Matthews, Jr., 6'3", 225. Been with a whole bunch of teams, but a big year in 06 with Texas, and he really cashed in with the Angels after that big 06 with the Rangers, in which he hit 313, 19 homers. Called strike, fastball from Hochevar to Gary Matthews. This year came in hitting 243, 3 homers, 41 driven in. Now the 0-1 from Luke. Swing and a miss. He's ahead of him 0-2 now. 4-7-0 for the Angels, 0-3-0 for the Royals. Slight breeze blowing in from right field. Hochevar. Another long look in. Slow pace today. Now time called as the batter, Matthews, will step out of the box. Now the 0-2. Swing and a one-hopper to the second baseman. Luis Hernandez throws him out. Hochevar faces the minimum in the third. We go to the home third. The Angels lead it 4-0.
Royals fans, it's never been easier to take in a ball game. See
Luis Hernandez just called back up from Omaha. He'll lead off this third inning for the Royals, down 4-0 against the lefty Joe Saunders. Hernandez, a switch hitter, batting right-handed. Chokes up a little bit and takes a ball outside. Hernandez hit .303 at Omaha this year. He was with the Royals earlier in the year briefly, hit .204. Third baseman Figgins in, and there's a ball outside. 2-0 the count on Luis. He played a little bit with Baltimore in 07 and 08 at the big league level. Native of Venezuela. Called strike. He's 25 years old now. So having a Venezuelan second baseman is nothing new for the Royals. Callaspo plays there normally. He's also from that nation. 2-1 in the pitch. Swing and a hopper to the third baseman, Figgins, who will throw to first for the out. Figgins coming in on that one and making the play. Let's pause for identification on the Royals Radio Network.
This is News Radio 980 KNBZ, Kansas City. 98.1 KUDO, HD3, Kansas City. And live on the web at KNBZ.com.
Presented by Time Warner Cable. So a little ground ball to the third baseman playing in. And Hernandez becomes out number one. And the batter is David DeJesus. He singled his first time, was erased in a double play. Facing the lefty out of Virginia Tech, Joe Saunders. Ball high to David. 2 for 10 in the series now. Saunders, 28-year-old lefty, 6'3". And the 1-0. Bouncer toward the middle to his right, the second baseman Kendrick. And he's able to field it, but unable to make a throw. It'll be an infield hit. He had to go far to his right. And Kendrick fields it, can't throw him out, so it's an infield hit for David DeJesus. So he's on now with one out. The batter will be Bloomquist. Visit the official online shop of the Royals at Royals.com for the largest online selection of official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Make your holiday shopping easy this year. Go online and browse apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Easy to navigate, and with a large variety to choose from. Shop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get your gear straight from the source, the Royals.com shop. Here's Bloomquist. He bounced into a double play his first time. Takes one inside from Saunders, who no doubt was watching his Hokies play Alabama last night. Alabama beating Virginia Tech and Atlanta. DeJesus leads from first. First baseman Morales plays in front of him as he did in the first inning. Called strike, 1-1 the count. Morales was shut down for a 19-day period a few weeks back. Shoulder had been bothering him. Got a shot, came back, and since that time has been much better. We saw how good he can be when he faced the Royals in Anaheim earlier this year. Broken bat liner, soft liner to the shortstop, who makes the catch for out number 2. Fortunately for the Royals, DeJesus able to get back to first base and avoid being doubled off. So barrel of the bat wound up between the pitcher's mound and third base, as that one was to Ibar. So Willie Bloomquist lines out. DeJesus still at first base, and the batter is Billy Butler, who struck out swinging in the first inning. Third inning, 4-0 Angels on what is still a cloudy day here in Kansas City. Looked like it was going to break just before game time. Sun was beginning to peek through, but it's back behind the clouds. Billy jammed on a pitch, fouls it straight back. 92 on the gun that time from Saunders. Then he mentioned he's allowed 25 homers this year. That's fourth best or worst in the American League, depending on how you define it. Fourth most home runs allowed. Shortstop Ibar playing over a little bit toward the hole at short. And Billy will foul it out of play off to the right, and Saunders gets ahead of Butler, 0-2. A 4-run second inning for the Angels today. They sent 8 men to the plate. Eric Ibar has already tripled twice today for the Angels. That ties a club record for them. Last time it was done, Reggie Williams did it in 1999. 0-2 on Billy. DeJesus leads from first. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner to center field, and that'll be in for a hit. Jesus will stop at second. So first and second, 2 down. And Billy Butler has his 3rd hit of the weekend. He's 1 out of 2. And Brian Pena will bat. Brian grounded to third his first time. Brian hitting .287 coming in, but as a catcher this year, in a relatively small sample size, but he's been back there a bit. As a catcher this year, he's hitting .346. Their catcher, Mike Napoli, jogs out to the mound for a quick visit with Joe Saunders. Joe Saunders back in May, and then Lackey last night. 2 guys who Zach Greinke would just as soon not see on the lineup card when he's pitching. Saunders somehow outpitched Greinke. 1-0 Angels win back in May, and last night Lackey was excellent over 9 innings. Pena, batting right-handed, takes a breaking ball for a strike. On the inside corner, just above the knees. DeJesus at second, Butler at first, 2 down, bottom of the 3rd inning. Royals have 5 hits, but they haven't scored yet. 0-1. That one misses outside to Bryan. Royals continue to look at him as a possibility as part of their 2010 roster, whether he be a starter or a backup catcher. Switch hitter. Done a lot of good things when he's given opportunities this year. There's a ball down low. 2-1 on Bryan. Jesus and Butler have each singled. David leads from second, Billy from first. First baseman Rallis well off the bag. 2-1 pitch. Low and in. He missed with it. 3-1 now on Pena. On deck for the Royals, it's Mark Teahen. Royals have yet to beat the Angels this year. The Angels are 8-0 against Kansas City. And only 3 of those games were in Anaheim. 3-1 delivery. Swing and a soft liner. It's into center for a base hit. David DeJesus being waved in. He will score on an RBI single by Brian Pena. It's a 4-1 ball game. Brian drives in his 14th run of the year. And Brian Pena continues to do good things when given opportunity. So Billy Butler stops at second base. First and second, 2 down. Royals within 3 now. And the batter will be Teahen. As Denny mentioned, he turned 28 today. Teahen singling his first time. Teahen came into the game .313 over his last 17 ball games. So lefty-lefty here with Teahen against Saunders. Teahen now 4 for 8 against this left-hander Saunders, who looks in for a sign from Mike Napoli. Checks the runners. Here's the pitch to Teahen, and he'll take a breaking ball a little low. 1-0 the count. Now a little blue sky is appearing overhead. Olivo on deck if Teahen can keep things going. First and second, 2 out for the Royals. Down 4-1 in the 3rd inning. They shade Teahen around to the left in the outfield. We know he hits to the opposite field quite a bit. He takes that pitch outside. 2-0. So 3 singles in the inning have added up to a run. Royals already have 6 hits in this game with just the 1 run to show for them so far. 2-0. Saunders comes set. And the pitch to Teahen. Swing and a foul ball. 2-1 the count. Teahen 28 today, sharing his birthday with, among others, Rosie Perez, Jeff Foxworthy, Jane Curtin of Saturday Night Live fame, and Cubs first baseman Derek Lee, who is 34 today, by the way. 2-1 on Teahen. Butler leads from second, Pena from first, 2 down. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Called strike right down the middle. Fastball from Joe Saunders. Born in Springfield, Virginia, now lives in Chandler, Arizona, which is not far from where the Angels train in Tempe. Look back at second, 2-2 from Saunders. Breaking ball misses down and away. The count is full, and the runners will get a head start. They could probably use it. Butler at second, Pena at first. 2 down, full count. Saunders versus Tian. Now the stretch. There go the runners. Payoff pitch, swing, and a line shot foul down the third base line. Shooting it just foul down the third base line, and we'll do it again as the runners are taken off. 4-7-0 Angels, 1-6-0 Royals. Another game tomorrow. It's a day game tomorrow, just like today, a 1:10 start. Hope you can be here. Royal Night promotion tomorrow. $5 upper deck tickets tomorrow on Labor Day. Hope you can join us here as the Royals and Angels wrap up this series. Again, the runners go. 3-2, swing and a pop-up on the infield. The third baseman, Figgins, will make the catch just before stepping into foul territory to end the inning. The Royals strand a couple. But the Royals are on the board as we go to the fourth inning. The Angels...
Chicken ladder sub at Firehouse Subs is a real favorite. They take a load of tender, tasty smoked turkey breast, add on a pile of sweet Virginia honey ham, and then melt Monterey Jack all over it. This is the kind of great food a firefighter would eat. And even if the closest you've ever come to putting out a fire is blowing out a candle, you can still eat like a firefighter. The hook and ladder sub at Firehouse Subs. Founded by firemen, and you can taste it.
Mike Napoli, the Angels catcher, will lead off their fourth inning. He doubled home a run and scored a run in the second inning. They scored 4 times in that inning. Napoli was 1-12 on the Angels road trip before that double. He'll lead off the inning against Luke Hochshaver. His team down 4-1. And Luke delivers, and a swing and a chopper to third. Gloved by Tian, and he'll throw to first for the out. So just like that, one away here in the fourth inning. The batter will be Howie Kendrick. He drove in a run with a base hit in the second and later scored as well. Let's check the American League scoreboard. The update brought to you by Time Warner Cable, the home of free HD. Minnesota at Cleveland today. That's scoreless in the third inning. Yankees are at Toronto. That is 3-0 Toronto in the second. Howie Kendrick stands in. And he takes it low. Let me update that Cleveland score. It's 3-1 Cleveland, I should say, and it's now in the 8th inning. And in the Yankees game, Toronto is up in the 5th inning, and they put 4 on the board, and they now lead 8-5 over the Yankees. Called strike 1 and 1 the count. They say you don't have to refresh, but apparently you do. So Toronto leads. The Yankees have gotten a home run from Nick Swisher today, his 24th. Here's the 1-1. Taken on the outside corner as Kendrick flinched and took strike 2. 1-2 the count. Texas at Baltimore. Orioles are making life tough on the Rangers. They beat them last night as the Rangers fight for a playoff spot Baltimore leads 6-0 today in the 6th inning. Swinging a fly ball, slicing down the right field line, and that will wind up in the seats down the right side off the bat of Howie Kendrick. Detroit is at Tampa Bay. It is the Major League debut for Rays pitcher Wade Davis, and so far so good. He's allowed 1 run as they play now in the 7th inning. Tampa Bay leads 3-1 in the 7th. Aubrey Huff homered for Detroit, his 14th. Evan Longoria hit number 28 for Tampa Bay. Boston's at the White Sox. Red Sox are up 2-0 in the 4th. Bouncing ball over the mound and gloved by the second baseman behind the bag, but he won't be able to throw him out. Luis Hernandez diving to his right behind the second base bag on the outfield grass, but was not able to get anything on the throw, and Kendrick easily beats out the base hit. So 2 for 2 now, Howie Kendrick. Nice effort by Hernandez, but once it got by the pitcher, got over the pitcher, Luke Hochevar, it was going to be tough for the Royals to get him. So Kendrick on at first. Butler will hold him. The hitter will be Sean Figgins, who's 0 for 2. He's lined out to right and popped out to short. Switch hitter, bats left-handed. 1 of 4 switch hitters in their lineup today. Throw to first, runner back. Boston at the White Sox, 2-0 Boston in the 4th. Later on, Seattle will be at Oakland. Royals have turned 1 double play today. Their middle infielders at double play depth. Teehan even with the bag at third. Hochevar delivers, and it's outside. 1-0 the count. National League update brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Mets have a 2-1 lead over the Cubbies in the 7th inning. Cincinnati, Atlanta 1-1 after 6. Florida leads at Washington 1-0 in the 7th. Hanley Ramirez has hit his 21st homer for Florida. 1-0 on Figgins. Pitch. Ball outside on Figgins. Sean, spelled C-H-O-N-E. Originally drafted by Colorado. Born in Georgia, now lives in Florida. Is 5'8", 180. So powerfully, compactly built. 2-0. Throw to first, runner back. Elsewhere in the National League, St. Louis leading at Pittsburgh 4-1 in the 6th inning. Joel Pinheiro pitching for the Cardinals today. Philadelphia at Houston, the Phillies up 2-1 in the 5th inning. Jimmy Rollins has hit his 18th homer for the Phillies. Called strike in the outside corner, 2-1. San Francisco at Milwaukee, 1-0 Giants in the 5th inning. Braden Looper going for Milwaukee today. Arizona at Colorado just underway. San Diego with the Dodgers tonight. And here it's 4-1. The Angels lead the Royals in the 4th inning. The Angels have a runner at first, 1 out. Kendrick takes his lead. Here's the stretch. And the 2-1 to Figgins. Breaking ball misses a little bit low and outside. Eric Ibar on deck for the Angels. 80-54 after winning the first couple of games of this series. As Denny said, there's very little they don't do well, this team. 3-1. Called strike. 3-2. Fastball from Hochevar. Angels have been struggling a little bit offensively of late, but they've maintained their lead. They're still the leading team in terms of team batting average in the American League. They lead in a bunch of offensive categories. Kendrick leads from first, 1 out. 3-2 now on Figgins. Runner will go, and the pitch is taken outside, ball 4. So it's now first and second with 1 out. That is walk number 2 on the day by Luke Hochevar. So Figgins wins the battle. He's on for the first time today. Kendrick at second. The batter will be Eric Ibar, who is tied an Angels record held by many with 2 triples already today, first and second inning. Second inning, he drove in a run with his triple and later scored. First inning, the triple came on a ball which looked like Mitch Meyer had trouble reading off the bat in center and probably should have been able to catch had he gotten a good jump. Another switch hitter, batting left-handed. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball from Hochevar, and the Royals have activity in the bullpen again. They had the lefty Hughes earlier. And that's who's warming up now. Trying to keep it a 4-1 Angels lead as Hochevar has a couple of men on and one out. Checks the runner at second, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. More blue sky is above now as the clouds begin to break up. And Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out to perhaps buy Hughes a little time and try to help straighten out Hochevar. Talked about the Angels' prolific offense, even with some slumping series of late. But on August the 18th at Cleveland, the Angels' batting order came out of the contest with a season's average of 300 or higher. Everybody in their lineup, when they came out of the lineup that day, was hitting 300 or better. It's the first time that had happened since the 1934 Detroit Tigers did it. That late in the year, September the 9th, was when the Tigers did it. Any MLB team finished a game at least 100 games into a season with each player in his starting batting order hitting 300 or better. That's amazing. Of course, back in 34, there was no DH. Schoolboy Rowe was the pitcher for Detroit that day, and he wound up hitting better than 300 that year. 2-0 on Ibar. First and second, one out. Fourth inning. Here's the stretch of the pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball from Luke Hochevar. Ibar 5 out of 9 in this series. Two-one. That's a called strike. 2-2. And for what it's worth, Ibar with 18 bunt hits this year. How about that? Danny talked about them doing the little things well. They have so many players that are so dynamic that can do so many things to win a game. Now Hochevar will step off the pitching rubber. Angels with Howie Kendrick at second, Sean Figgins at first. Butler plays behind the runner at first base. Middle infield looks for the double play ball to get out of this inning. 2-2. Wave and a miss, and that's a strikeout. Pitch down, and Hochevar has strikeout number 2 on the day. So he's 2/3 of the way there. Now he'll go to work on Bobby Abreu. RBI single and a walk today. Abreu talked about the fact that he was the July Player of the Year and the American, or Player of the Month, I should say, the July Player of the Month. Since then, hitting .214, but he gets on base. Good batting eye, draws walks, and he does drive in runs. Called strike on Bobby Abreu, and he steals bases. He's now got 87 RBIs on the year, so he's got a pretty good shot at 100 for the year, and he'll wind up stealing more than 30 bases before the season's over. Maybe 35, who knows. 0-1, first and second, 2 down, pitch. Missed outside with that one. 1-1 the count. Hochevar came in 6 and 8 with an ERA north of 5 and not that far from 6. He's thrown 70 pitches today, 42 of them for strikes. He's got first and second, 2 down, trying to get through this 4th inning, keeping it just a 3-run deficit. Pitch. Wave and a miss by Abreu. Tried to check his swing, but he couldn't hold up. And it's 1-2. Hochevar, really a pretty important part of this rotation the rest of the way, with both Mesh and Bannister, at least for now, not in the rotation, being replaced by Tejeda and Chen. Now Hochevar wants to have a visit with Brian Pena, so he will motion him to come out toward the mound, and they will talk it over. The game tomorrow, again, is 1:10. We hope you can come out on your Labor Day Monday. And again, the seats in the upper deck are just $5 tomorrow. The Royal Night promotion is still in effect, even though it's a day game. Kyle Davies will face Irvin Santana tomorrow. A couple of right-handers for that 1:10 start. And then Detroit is coming in Tuesday night. First place team in the Central. 1-2. Ochever from the belt. The pitch. Runners go. Pitch is swung on and lined into right center field. That's going to be in there for a hit. And 1 run is in. 2 runs will be in. And into second with a 2-run double is Bobby Abreu. And this is a 6-1 Angels lead. So Abreu has driven in 3 runs today. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, 3 RBIs. As both Kendrick and Figgins come in to score. 6-1 Angels here in the 4th.
Pretty interesting after the meeting with pitching coach Bob LeClaire. Nothing but breaking stuff to the next 2 hitters until that last fastball.
And here comes Trey Hellman, and we're going to have a pitching change, Denny. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Tompkins Industries, stocking the Midwest's largest selection of hydraulic adapters, hoses, and gaskets. Visit them online at tompkinsind.com.
Stay right. Wow, that curveball's amazing.
Not really.
Collegiately played at Delta State University, which is in Cleveland, Mississippi. And he is in his second day in a Royals uniform, called up yesterday before last night's game. At Omaha this year, he was 3-3 with a 3.50 ERA, 1 save in 34 appearances, 11 starts. He went 3-1 with a 2.48 ERA in 6 August starts. And he will face Torrey Hunter. Welcome to the big leagues. Runner at second, 2 down, and a called strike on Torrey Hunter from this left-hander, Dusty Hughes, on in relief of Luke Hochshaver, who could not get out of this 4th inning. Luke goes 3 2/3. He's given up 6 runs, and he's responsible for Abreu, the runner who's at second with 2 down. Pitch to Torrey Hunter's way outside, 1-1 the count. Hunter has struck out and popped out foul to the first baseman Butler. Torrey Hunter out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a line drive into left field. Base hit. They're going to wave the run around third. Here comes Abreu. He will score without a throw. And the RBI base hit by Torrey Hunter makes it a 7-1. 7-1 Angels lead. So Hunter has his first hit on the day. Right now, while we have the chance, let's pause for identification on the Kansas City Royals Radio Network. Royals baseball presented by Time Warner Cable. Here's Kendry Morales taking a ball outside. Morales has singled and popped out to the third baseman today, 1 out of 2. Hughes from the stretch. Lefty deals. It's down in the dirt. Runner takes off from first. Pena will pounce on it, but not throw down to second. It's a wild pitch. Charged to Hughes. Rough day for Hochevar. 7 runs earned on 9 hits in 3 2/3 innings. 71 pitch day. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Luke, who came in 6 and 8. So rough day on the mound for Royals pitching. Hughes trying to stop the bleeding now at 7-1. 2-0 swing and a little fly ball into right field. Bloomquist, few steps over toward the right field line, will put it away, and that takes care of the Angels, but they tack on 3. We go to the home 4th. Angels lead it 7-1.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by Hellsberg Diamonds, proud to call Kansas City home, and Hellsberg supports the Royals. Tickets today at 1-800-6-ROYALS, Royals.com, the stadium box office, or any Hy-Vee food store.
Well, Joe Saunders enjoying his Sunday here in Kansas City. He's pitched well, and his team has given him 7 runs of support through their first 4 times to the plate. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and for the Royals, it will be today's DH, Miguel Olivo, to lead off against the 6'3 lefty. Saunders deals, and Olivo sends one deep to left field. That's way back there, and that's out of here. Home run, Miguel Olivo, and the Royals have their 2nd run of the day. Olivo with 18 of them now. It's 7-2. He jumped on the first one from Saunders and hit it into the visitors' bullpen. So Miggy, with his first hit of the series, he was 0 for 5 before that home run. That's the 7th hit for the Royals and their 2nd run. 7-10-0 for the Angels, 2-7-0 for the Royals. The batter is Mitch Meyer. And he'll swing at the first pitch, and he'll foul it out of play off to the left. So each of the first 2 batters have gone after the first pitch. Olivo homering, Meyer fouling it off. Mitch with an infield hit his first time. Saunders deals, breaking ball up and in, and Mitch ducks out of the way. Ball and a strike. Angels have enjoyed the even-numbered innings today. 4 in the 2nd and 3 in the 4th. Swing, broken bat, roller to first. Morales will play it himself and step on the bag for out number 1. So Meyer grounds out. And the batter will be Yuniesky Betancourt. Uni has a fly to center today. Royals Radio Network and Sprint would like to say hello to our affiliate in Maryville, Missouri. KNIM AM 1580 in Maryville. High for a ball to Betancourt. Our affiliate salute presented by Sprint, the official wireless service provider of the Kansas City Royals. 1-0 on the pitch to the Royals shortstop, and he'll take low. Sky's brightening. Breeze blowing in from left field. Lights are on here as it's been cloudy much of the day here. Bouncer up the third base line, foul off the bat of Unieski Betancourt. On deck for the Royals, it's Luis Hernandez. Here's the wind of the pitch from the left-hander. And he'll swing and hit it hard by the third baseman down the line. Should be extra bases for Betancourt. He'll round first. He'll pull up at second with a one-out double. So Betancourt slashing one down that third base line. You better hit it hard to get it by Sean Figgins over there at third, and he did. So Betancourt's on at second with one out. The batter will be Luis Hernandez. As you mentioned, he had a pretty good year offensively, very good year offensively at AAA this year, hitting better than 300. Right at the Mendoza line in the big leagues this year at 200, Luis Hernandez, switch hitter, bats right-handed, takes an off-speed pitch outside from number 51, Joe Saunders. Angels began the day 4.5 up on second place Texas in the American League Western Division, 80-54. 1-0 pitch, fouled out a play off to the right. That'll wind up in the upper deck. So the Angels with a chance to win their 81st game today, with 4 weeks to go in the season. Really, you look at the division races around baseball, and they're mostly uncompetitive. Minnesota 6 back, Boston 8.5, Texas 4.5, trying to hang on. In the American League, Denny 6.5 by Florida. The Cubs are 11.5 back in the Central, and Colorado began today 4.5 back.
Well, I've been saying for a long time, by the 1st of September, Major League Baseball's best teams have been identified.
They sure have, especially this year. Boy, oh boy, have they. 1-1 the count on the Royals' second baseman, Hernandez. Wears 46 on that powder blue top the Royals are wearing today. He'll swing and foul it straight back. 1-2. Also of note in the American League, for what it's worth, the 4 teams that appear headed to the playoffs are the 4 teams with the highest payrolls in the American League, too. Yankees, assuming Boston wins the wild card, that is. Detroit in the Central, and the Angels out west. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a little soft liner caught by the shortstop. Going to his left, Ibar. So Hernandez lines out for the second out of the inning, and the batter will be David DeJesus. With a runner at second and 2 down, the Royals are down by 5, 7-2. The Angels have scored their runs in bunches. The Royals have had a couple of innings in which they've tallied one. One in the third, one so far here in the fourth for the Royals. And DeJesus, 2 for 2 today, couple of singles. Average up to 276 at the moment. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called strike. "11 outfield assists now. Number 11 came last night for David. Tied for third in the American League in outfield assists. Now the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a grounder to short. That's right at Ibar. Had him positioned perfectly. He'll throw out the Royals left fielder, and that takes care of KC. They do add a run with the home run by Olivo. We go to the 5th. 7-2 Angels.
The Kansas City Royals salute the taxpayers of Jackson County for making the newly renovated Kauffman Stadium
per month for a year and enjoy unlimited calling in the U.S., free calling features, and caller ID on TV. Call 222-5000 and switch your home phone service to Time Warner Cable for only $19.95 per month for a year.
So now for the first time, starting a big league inning, Dusty Hughes, and here again is Denny.
All right, Steve, and he's faced two hitters. He gave up an RBI single to Torrey Hunter, and then he got Kendry Morales on a fly ball to right to end the inning. He throws strike one here to Juan Rivera. Rivera is 0 for 2. So Rivera, Matthews, Napoli in that order. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Angels, 2 runs, 8 hits for the Royals. Dusty Hughes brings it home and throws it low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talk about a guy with an opportunity. Left-handed guy coming out of the bullpen. If he can show the Royals something these next few weeks.
Everybody's got an opportunity,
yes,
don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
1-1 pitch is pulled foul. Look out, guys. Over there in the Angels dugout. That scattered the boys. Rivera way out in front of that pitch. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final game of this series tomorrow afternoon with Kyle Davies pitching against Urban Santana. 1-2 pitch, and a breaking ball is swung on and missed. So Rivera 0 for 3. Hughes gets his first strikeout, and now it's Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews singled and scored in the second, grounded to second in inning number 3. The John A. Marshall Company provides the office furniture for the Kansas City Royals, and they've been serving KC in Wichita since way back in 1923. Visit them online at jamarshall.com. Breaking ball strike to Gary Matthews. Gary switch hitter up there right-handed now against the lefty Hughes. And a swing and a miss. Off-speed breaking ball away. So the Angels now trying to get a line on this lefty whom they've never seen. He pitches off the third base edge of the rubber and throws a fastball outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Pena sets the target, and the fastball comes in low and inside. Hughes was selected in the 11th round of the 2003 June draft. Steve told you he's from Mississippi. Low and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Born in Tupelo. Lives in Horn Lake, Mississippi.
Sounds like a nice place.
Horn Lake. I don't normally associate horns with lakes. There's a bouncing ball foul. Think of all the names of lakes that you've ever heard in your life. Is that the first Horn Lake that's been laid upon you?
I think it's safe to say yes.
Me too.
We know why Tupelo's famous. It's where Elvis hailed from.
Gary Matthews reaching for a pitch away, fouls it off. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Delta State. We played baseball, we being Illinois Wesleyan, against Delta State.
A series or just a game?
3 games.
Yeah. Do you remember the result?
I think we won 2 out of 3.
There you go.
Fastball is low, ball 4, so a strikeout and a walk.
I think that's the school that ESPN announcer Ron Franklin attended many years ago.
Maybe he played against us.
He may have.
Don't know. Don't remember.
A lot of good athletes come out of that state, that's for sure.
One on, one out. 7-2 Angels here in inning number 5. So the infield thinking double play with Mike Napoli up there, and he takes a pitch from Hughes a little bit outside, ball 1.
Should I gargle Delta State? Can you think of their mascot after all these years?
No, sure can't. I don't think he appeared as we did battle with him. 1-0 the count.
Guess I mean the nickname.
Well, both. Breaking ball low and inside. Sometimes they're one and the same.
Yeah.
2-0 now on Napoli. Let's see if the Angels are going to move their runner here. Nope. High and outside. So now Hughes fighting the strike zone, and the count 3-0. The inning started with a strikeout of Rivera, then Gary Matthews worked Hughes for the base on balls, and now he's behind Mike Napoli, 3-0. In comes the pitch. Pretty good swing, fouled off, so they turned him loose, 3-0.
You ready for the mascots? There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
All right. Delta State has 2 mascots, one official, one unofficial. Since its inception, Delta State's mascot had been officially known as the Statesman because of the role State Representative Walter Sillers Jr. played in the location of the school in Cleveland, Mississippi, and the female teams would be known as the Lady Statesmen.
In comes a 3-1, and it's a high, lazy fly ball out into right field, rather deep, and Bloomquist sets up shy of the warning track to make the play. So Napoli, now they fire back to first, and Matthews has to hustle back. So runner at first with 2 away as Napoli skies to deep right, and up comes Howie Kendrick.
This one's even better. Since the late 1980s at Delta State University, the alma mater of the Royals pitcher Dusty Hughes, the student body has embraced a mascot that depicts a piece of okra wearing boxing gloves and brandishing a fierce expression. Can you imagine such a thing?
I can't imagine going down there and playing them under those conditions.
The Fighting Okra.
Oh, no. I'm glad that happened after we were down there. Howie Kendrick up there, and he takes a fastball outside, ball 1.
The Fighting Okra grew out of humor among students about the improbability that anyone could find a statesman particularly frightening. But they figure,
boy, okra.
A fierce-looking okra might do it.
Yeah, that'll.
Put the fear got into you.
Won't it, though? And we dodged the bulletin. There's a drive into left field, pretty well struck. DeJesus moving back under the ball now makes the catch. That's 3 outs, guys. So the boys exit the field after DeJesus made a strong throw into second base there, and in the inning, no hits.
Just walk into any of our 2,700 salons today, and you'll see why there's no better time than now to try Great Clips.
Relax. You're at Great Clips.
7-2 Angels. Well, let's see if the Royals can start chipping away here at the Angels and Saunders. Big curveball. And strike one to Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist, nothing for two. He'll be followed by Butler and Pena. Saunders, fastball in on the hands, is fouled back. This one will land in the seats directly behind home plate. And the count is 0-2 on Willie Bloomquist. The Angels with 10 hits and 7 runs. The Royals 8 hits and 2 runs. The Angels scored 4 runs in the second, 3 in the fourth. Fastball into tight. Royals with a run in the third and a run in the fourth. Joe Saunders looking for win number 12. And a breaking ball is low. The Angels provided Saunders with 10 runs in his last start. Now he has 7 in the bank here in the 5th inning today. High and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Royals have had at least 1 hit in every inning, so Saunders isn't exactly dominating. And now with the 7-2 lead, he walks Bloomquist. So this is a little bit of a different outing for Saunders. The one he had against the Royals back in May in Anaheim. That was when he pitched his first career complete game shutout, giving up just 5 hits in 9 innings with only 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. A little bit different. 1 on for Butler, who has a single and a strikeout. And a throw to first. A walk to Bloomquist, the first given up by Saunders. Pitch to Billy Butler. Breaking ball is high. So Saunders has a big lead, but this has not been an easy outing for him. Even with 4 runs in the second and 3 more in the fourth, he kind of wobbling his way through the game through the first 5. And high and outside, and immediately Napoli going to go out and talk to him. So now he can't find the strike zone. His strikeout to walk ratio coming into this game really wasn't very good. 82 strikeouts, 56 walks. Normally, big league pitcher wants that strikeout to walk ratio at least 2-1. 3-1 is quite good. 4-1 is excellent. 2-0 to Billy Butler. Bouncing ball, third base. Figgins has got it. Out at second, back to first, double play. So Billy Butler, ahead in the count, grounds to the left of Figgins, and he's going to vacuum up about everything hit his way, and it turns into a 5-4-3 double play, and that turns the inning around and brings up Brian Pena. Brian singled in a run in the third, grounded to third in inning number 2. Brian up there right-handed. And a fastball strike on the outside corner. Royals now in 5 innings have grounded into 2 double plays, both started by the third baseman Figgins. Line shot foul over the dugout suite down the right field line. Say one thing about Figgins, Steve. He doesn't look like your prototype third baseman, but
he sure doesn't.
Looks more like shortstop or second baseman, but he sure plays like a third baseman. There's a Little soft roller foul over toward the Angels dugout.
Yeah, I mean, they get power from so many other places. They don't necessarily need it in that spot. And he, of course, not many third basemen hit leadoff, but he does, and has a .400 on-base percentage, gets on base.
They list him at 5'8", 180. And Pena pokes one foul down the right field line, reaching for a pitch away, protecting the strike zone with the count 0-2. Sean Figgins, born in Georgia, lives in Florida. And a pop foul over near the Royals dugout, the catcher Napoli, but it drops into the first row. Figgins was honored here in Kansas City, 2005, the Cool Papa Bell Award, the award presented by the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum for leading the big leagues in stolen bases. Figgins, a professional since '97. Sean Figgins. Outside to Brian Pena. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two out, bases empty, 7-2 Angels. Wind by Joe Saunders, pitch to Brian Pena. Breaking ball a little bit low. Well, those guys had some cool nicknames, didn't they? Cool Papa Bell is a cool nickname.
There were a lot of great nicknames back in the good old days. We mentioned one earlier, Schoolboy Rowe, who pitched for the Tigers in the 30s. There was Preacher Rowe as well.
2-2 pitch. Just missed. 3-2 on Pena. A long time ago, we used to read a commercial. One of our beer sponsors, Sliding Billy Hamilton, was a big part of that read. And a strike to Pena, and that's the inning. We had played 5. The Angels 7, Royals 2.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by Gales Harley-Davidson, where every day is an excuse to have fun. Fire.
Professionally. You mean like it never happened? Exactly. We have trained professionals that repair all foreign and domestic vehicles. Blue Springs Ford is a member of the Certified Collision Repair Network and can work directly with your insurance company. We take care of it all. Come see us today or visit us online at bluespringsford.com. Or call 229-4400.
Inning number 6, 7-2 Angels. Back to Steve.
Denny, thank you. Dusty Hughes back to work, his 3rd inning of relief. Sean Figgins leads off for the Angels, and he takes a strike from this lefty. Figgins was 0 for his last 11. He still is 0 for his last 11. He walked and scored his last time up, so no hits today. Switch hitter bats right-handed. And he'll take it a little bit low. Figgins, Ibar, Abreu for the Angels who lead this game 7-2 in the 6th inning. Royals did not have much luck when it came to their schedule out of the division this year. Ball outside. Normally you play teams in your division 18 times, 3 series at home, 3 series away, 2 and 1 now that count on Figgins. And then out of your division, normally you play a team once at home, once away. But to make 162 games add up, and with interleague and everything else, occasionally you play some extra games out of the division. Grounded to third, charging in Tian, throws off balance. He got him. Good play by Tian to get Figgins for the first out of the inning. Right now, let's pause for identification on the Royals Radio Network.
This is News Radio 980 KNBZ, Kansas City. 98.1 KUDO, HD3, Kansas City. And live on the web at knbz.com.
Royals baseball is presented by Time Warner Cable. So this year, the Royals wind up playing an extra series against the Angels. 10 games against the Angels. And Ibar takes the ball low. And they also wound up this year playing 10 games against Tampa Bay. So 2 very good teams. They got to face them more than the normal 2 series. Royals won 1-9 against Tampa Bay. And at the moment, they're 0-8 against the Angels. 1-0 from Dusty Hughes. Called strike outside corner. Ibar, they play him around to the left, playing him to pull. Switch hitter batting right-handed. A couple of triples, an RBI, and a strikeout. 2 out of 3 pitch. Swing and a grounder to short. Right at Betancourt. He'll throw to first for the out. So 2 ground ball outs for Hughes to start this 6th inning, and the batter will be Bobby Abreu, who's had a big day. He walked in the first, RBI single in the second, and a 2-run double and a run scored in the 4th. So Abreu out of that DH spot today, normally the right fielder, but having a very productive Sunday in Kansas City. Lefty. Hughes from the windup works from the third base side of the rubber, and he deals it low and away to Bobby Abreu. Bobby Abreu he waits for the 1-0 pitch, and he'll take a strike. He has something in common with Billy Butler. They both have cameo roles in one of the more popular baseball commercials this summer, the Pepsi commercial that you may have seen on television when they kind of show the old school and then the new school. There's a called strike, 1-2. That's the commercial where you see Joe DiMaggio warming up with a bat, and then Billy Butler pointing the barrel of his bat at the camera. Bobby Abreu makes a catch at the outfield wall in that spot. Here's the 1-2. Just missed outside with a 2-2 on Abreu. If he gets on, Hunter would bat next. If Dusty Hughes can get Abreu, it would mark the first time today that the Angels have gone in order. They have 7 runs. The Royals have just 2 here in the 6th inning. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a breaking ball away. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Second strikeout for Hughes. Middle of the 6th, 7-2 Angels.
Welcome to the Now Network. Population 49 million. Right now, sports fan Matt Mullen is on a palm-free
Who do the Kansas City Royals trust with the prompt and courteous delivery of its local parcels? AB Express. Who do the Royals trust with the prompt and courteous delivery of information to its season ticket holders? AB Express. Who does the Royals radio network call for prompt and courteous delivery services to get its information to its affiliates across the Midwest? AB Express. Who is the locally owned and operated delivery company that can deliver major league results for your company? AB Express. Call 816-461-4040. That's 461-4040. Online at abexpress.com.
Hi, Royals fans. Denny Matthews here with a great deal from Time Warner Cable. Get digital cable with HD included, Roadrunner with Power Boost, and digital phone with unlimited calling. Choose 1, 2, or get all 3 and save up to $50 per month for a year. It's the best product at the best prices of the year. Call 222-5000 for details on how you can save up to $50 per month for a year, exclusively from Time Warner Cable.
Mark Teahan will lead off the 6th for the Royals. They're down 7-2 against lefty Joe Saunders, who's allowed 2 runs on 8 hits. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning today. There's a grounder on the first pitch to the second baseman to his right. Kendrick plays it and throws to first for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th, which is our Sonic Slam inning. The contestant is Bill Wilson from Overland Park, Kansas. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Bill will win $900. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Bill will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Here is Olivo, who homered in the 4th inning to lead off that inning on the first pitch he saw. He's also flied to left, 1 out of 2. Nobody on, 1 out pitch. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike. On deck for the Royals, it's Mitch Meyer. Well, we're talking about nicknames. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, lined into center by the pitcher and into center, a base hit. As Saunders tried to glove it as it went by, but he couldn't come up with it, and that's a 1-out single. Then you mentioned sliding Billy Hamilton, who was referenced in a radio ad years ago. He actually played for the Kansas City Cowboys of the American Association in 1888. That's when he made his debut, but he was quite the ball player in the old days. Jason Bolger begins loosening right-hander in the Angel pen. Here is Meyer taking a strike. Sliding Billy Hamilton. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in '61. Led the majors in steals several times. Led the National League in batting average and run scores several times. So he had quite a career. And I'm sure he could slide well.
Thus the nickname.
Yes. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a foul out of play. You were just pointing out here, I'm looking in the Tiger Guide because we'll see them the next few days after tomorrow. Some pretty good nicknames in their long and illustrious history, and they're going back. Actually, you're going back in Detroit back to when they had a National League club before 1900, but there were some great nicknames back at that time. 0-2 is the count on Meyer. Runner at first is Olivo. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play off to the left.
Don't you have the feeling that some of the nicknames didn't have to be politically correct?
Yes.
I don't think that phrase ever popped in when the boys were handing out nicknames.
No, it sure did not. But they had on the Detroit National League Club of the 1880s, as Meyer is up there with an 0-2 count. Meyer has singled and grounded out today, and he'll take it in the dirt. Blocked by Napoli. Kept it in front of him. Good job by their catcher. How about Lady Baldwin, who was a pitcher and an outfielder? Fatty Briotti.
As I said, not politically correct.
And to make it worse, of course, Fatty was a catcher. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Count Campo. Chubb Collins, who was apparently not as fat as Fatty Briotti. 1-2 in the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play by Meyer. They had on that team Sadie Houck, Jumping Jack Jones, a right-handed pitcher. They had Mox McQuarrie, who was an infielder outfielder. They had Parson Nicholson, who played infield for a year. They had Yank Robinson in 1882, who played all over the place. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and driven deep down the right field line. It is hooking, and it is foul. He crushed it, but it's a foul ball off the bat of Meyer as Olivo was running on the pitch. 1-2 remains the count. They had Chief Zimmer, They had Stump Weedman, Deacon White. They had one of probably my favorite, the left-handed pitcher, Phenomenal Smith.
That's my guy.
Phenomenal Smith. Olivo leads from first, 1 out, 1-2 pitch, swing and a pop up down the left field line, slicing foul, and into the seats it will go.
I'd be willing to bet that half of those nicknames came from teammates, and the other half probably from the writers who followed the teams. Who knows how many writers followed teams in those days? But
they came up with a lot of the great nicknames, didn't they, writers?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day?
Well, they had a lot of time to sit around and think them up.
Traveling on the trains together, so they got to know them better than the writers now do. They would see them a lot more off the field. Fly ball into shallow left center. That'll drop for a hit in front of Hunter. So it's a base hit for Meyer. Good at bat. Meyer really fouled off a lot of pitches and eventually won the battle, singling to left center. And here comes Mike Scioscia. They've had Bolger loosening in their bullpen. The Angels manager will go to the pen. Jason Bolger will come on now. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Tompkins Industries. Find them online at tompkinsind.com.
Wow!
He went an inning in that outing, did not allow a run. And he's a right-handed pitcher, and he'll come on, and he'll face Yuniesky Betancourt, who's up there with first and second and 1 out. Bolger's numbers on the year, 6-1 with a 3.54 ERA, his 54th appearance. Opponents hitting just .214 against him. Averaging about a strikeout an inning. And Betancourt has doubled, fly to center field. Olivo at second, Meyer at first. 1 out. On in relief, a Joe Saunders. And breaking ball drops in there for a strike. Our Sonic Slam inning. Royals down by 5, 7-2. Here's the stretch and the pitch from the right-hander. Swing and a little ground ball back to the pitcher. It got by him, and everybody's safe. It rolled under the glove of the pitcher coming off the mound trying to field it, and it'll be an error on Bolger. So he loads the bases now for Luis Hernandez, who's due up. Hernandez has grounded to third and lined to short. So Olivo at third, Meyer at second, Betancourt at first on the error on the new pitcher. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning, a 7-2. Angels lead. Bolger has been up and down with the Angels the last few years between AAA and the big leagues. native of Georgia, 6'4", 210-pound right-hander. He's 30 years old. Work from the stretch. The base is loaded and 1 out. Hernandez will turn around and bat left-handed for the first time today. And Hernandez will foul it out of play off to the left on the fastball from Bulger at 94. Olivo singled, Meyer singled, and then the new pitcher Bulger came on and was unable to make a play on what looked like a pretty routine ball off the bat of Betancourt, and so the bases are loaded with 1 down. 0-1 on Luis Hernandez. David DeJesus on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. Throwing him a couple of fastballs. And Hernandez has fouled them both off. That's news when the Angels make an error. As Denny mentioned, they are at the top of the league in terms of fewest errors committed. And that's the game's first error. Olivo leads from third, Meyer from second, Betancourt from first. 1 out. Middle infield looks for the double play ball. Here's the pitch. Hernandez tried to check, did he? Yes, he did. As it was down, and it's 1-2. They shade Hernandez around to the left, as you'd expect, playing him as an opposite field hitter. Ibar, third baseman, off the bag. Left fielder Rivera playing in and left. 1 out, bases loaded, 1-2 on Luis Hernandez. The stretch and the pitch from Bulger. Swing and a grounder to second, could be 2. Over to the shortstop for 1, on to first. That's a 4-6-3 double play. It goes Kendrick to Ibar to Morales, and the Royals are retired in the 6th. We go to the 7th. The Angels up 7-2.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by DiGiorno. Nolan Road.
Strike 1 called on Torrey Hunter, leading off the Angels' 7th inning. They're up 7-2 on the Royals on this Sunday, which has become now a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Ball outside, 1-1 the count on the Angels center fielder. An RBI single in the 4th. He's also struck out and popped out foul, 1 out of 3. Shade him to pull. Right-handed hitter. The pitch to him is in for a ball. 2-1. For being our Sonic Slam player, Bill Wilson from Overland Park will receive 2 tickets to a future Royals game and a $10 reloadable My Sonic card. Here's the 2-1 from Dusty Hughes. Ground ball by the mound. To his left, the shortstop, Betancourt, right on top of second, makes the throw. A little bit wide, but nice reach by Billy, and kept his foot on the bag for the out. Throw was a little offline by Betancourt, but Billy able to stretch for that one for out number 1, and the batter will be Kendry Morales, who has singled, popped out foul, and flied out, 1 out of 3. Don't forget to drive into a participating Greater Kansas City and say Joseph Sonic Drive-In and register for the Sonic Slam inning for your chance to win $25,000. The bad news is Bill Wilson didn't win today. The good news is somebody may win $1,000 tomorrow, or $25,000. Henry Morales stands in. Switch hitter, bats right-handed, one of 4 switch hitters in their lineup. Hughes delivers the ball inside. This is Hughes' 4th inning of relief. He came on with 2 outs in the 4th inning, and as we mentioned earlier, he was kind of a swingman this year with Omaha, starting and relieving. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good changeup from the lefty. Had Morales way out in front, and the benefit of that for the Royals today is that he is stretched out enough where he can give them some innings. Trying to give the offense a chance to come back. Royals down by 5 runs. It's 7-2 Angels. Pitch. Called strike outside corner with a fastball. 2 big innings for the Angels. 4 in the second, 3 in the fourth. All 7 runs charged to Luke Hochevar. One of those runs scored when Hughes came on. It was an inherited runner scoring. There's a ball down and in. Actually, it hit Morales down maybe on the foot as he was trying to skip out of the way of it, and so he's going to get first base. So Morales hit by the pitch. He is on with 1 out after Hunter grounded to short, and the batter will be Juan Rivera. Rivera today has grounded into a double play, struck out, and flied out to center. So Morales is on. Hughes retiring the Angels in order in the 6th inning. First time a Royals pitcher had done that today. But now with 1 out, he hits the batter with a pitch on, looked like on the foot. And a called strike. Fastball to Juan Rivera. Re-upped with the Angels this past off season. 31 years old. .288 career hitter coming into the year, formerly with the Yankees in Montreal. Been with the Angels since 06. Oh, 1. Swing and a foul out of play. Off to the right as that was in on the right-handed batter. By the way, Don gargled Ron Franklin for us and informs us University of Mississippi. Ole Miss was Ron Franklin's alma mater. Not Delta State, which is the school Dusty Hughes attended. The Fighting Okra. Oh, and 2, and Rivera waves and misses it. The breaking ball down and in. So that's 3 strikeouts now for Dusty. He gave up a base hit to the very first big league hitter he saw, Torrey Hunter, and that scored a run. Since then, pretty darn good. He struck out 3, he's walked 1, he's hit a batter, but has not allowed a hit since that Hunter base hit in the 4th inning. And now it'll be Gary Matthews Jr., who has singled and scored, walked, grounded out, 1 out of 2 today. Runner at first is Morales, and ball taken outside by Gary Matthews. That's right-handed against Dusty Hughes. Royals don't have anybody loosening. They're letting Dusty eat up some innings right now, as Luke Hochevar, the starter today, didn't get out of the 4th inning. 3 2/3 for Luke. Off speed, catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Hughes has a couple of breaking balls that have been effective for him, the curve and the slider. There goes the runner, and he fell asleep, the pitcher did, and now he's going to throw back to second and get him at second base. A caught stealing. Hughes didn't know he was running. He was alerted to the fact, threw over to second to catch Morales, who broke for second base. The caught stealing ends the inning. Time to stretch. 7-2 Angels.
Show by Macy's and more. And of course, enjoy chocolate fountains, mini spa services, and martinis. Purchase special ticket packages that support the American Heart Association and enter to win a Royal makeover at royals.com/girlsnightout.
So the Royals will bat in the home seventh here, down 7-2 to the Angels. 7-10-1 for the Angels. 2-10-0 for the Royals. Royals have stranded 7 base runners today. The Angels 5. And Matt Palmer will be their third pitcher on the day. Royals have seen Palmer before. He's a right-hander. And the Royals will send the top of the batting order up there to face him. And that means David DeJesus, Willie Bloomquist, and Billy Butler. Right now, while we have the chance, let's pause for identification on the Royals Radio Network. Royals baseball presented by Time Warner Cable. So Matt Palmer ready to go to work on David DeJesus. Went to high school in Caruthersville, Missouri, in southeast Missouri. And he pitched at Missouri State. .30-year-old right-hander. And the first pitch to David is a called strike. DeJesus, a couple of base hits today. He scored a run. He's grounded to short. He is 2 out of 3. They play David straight away. And the pitch to him. Taken high. Angels with 4 in the second, 3 in the fourth. The Royals scoring single runs in the third and fourth innings. And a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 1-2 the count on the Royals left fielder. When the Royals were in Anaheim back in May, they faced Palmer and he beat them. 5 1/3 innings, 1 run. He beat Gil Mesh in Anaheim. It was a 4-1 Angels win back on May the 8th. Palmer was in the rotation for a bit as they've used a whole bunch. They've used 12 starters this year. And there's a swing and a miss strikeout of David DeJesus, and he'll take a seat. Of course, they had the tragedy with Nick Adenhart, starting pitcher who died the first week of the baseball season. And on top of that horror, they've also had a bunch of injuries and had several starters who were out early in the year and came back as the year went along. One of them is Irvin Santana, whom we'll see tomorrow, but just makes the Angels' record that much more impressive when you figure they've used 12 different starting pitchers. There's the ball outside to Willie Bloomquist. Santana 7-7 will go tomorrow against Kyle Davies. It's a 1:10 start tomorrow. We hope you can be here with us for the Labor Day game, the Royal Night promotion. Soft liner into right center. That's a base hit off the bat of Willie Bloomquist. So he's on for the second time today. And the batter will be Butler, 1 out of 3 with a single today. Tomorrow is Royal Night, even though it's a 1:10 game, $5 upper deck seats. Hope you can be here for it. Here will be Butler. Royals down by 5 here in the 7th inning, trying to beat the Angels for the first time this year, but down by 5 right now. Palmer is their third pitcher on the day, following Joe Saunders and Jason Bulger. Bright sunshine on the diamond here at New Kauffman Stadium now, as the skies have cleared up quite a bit anyway. Ball 1 low to Butler. We mentioned Adenhart passing away. The Angels wearing a black encircled number 34 patch above the heart of the home and road uniforms in honor of Nick Adenhart. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul straight back by Billy on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. The Angels team keeps a locker intact for Adenhart at home and on the road this season. His jersey is hung in the dugout during each game. Aiden Hart, Courtney Stewart, and Henry Pearson were tragically killed by a drunk driver in a hit-and-run car accident in the early hours of April the 9th. The fourth passenger, John Wilhite, sustained critical injuries and has recently returned home and is on his way, they say, to an amazing recovery, which is great to hear. But it was a very sad start for all of baseball, and particularly for the Angels. We remember that happening when the Royals were in Chicago, the first series of the year, hearing that news and just how awful that was. 1-1 the count on Billy Butler. The runner at first is Bloomquist. He's being held over there by Morales. Here's the pitch. A little bit low. 2-1. And when we were in Anaheim, we saw it in the entryway to the ballpark there, the Big A. There really is a shrine set up for Nick Adenhart. We were there when it was only about a month after the death of Adenhart, but there was a shrine set up out front where folks were leaving messages and notes and flowers and pictures. And here's the 2-1 inside. 3-1 the count on the Royals' first baseman with Brian Pena waiting to hit next. It's a 7-2 Angels lead in the 7th inning. Hope you're having a nice Labor Day weekend. Bloomquist leads from first. 1 out. 3-1. Called strike from Matt Palmer. Joe Saunders today went 5 1/3, gave up 2 runs but 10 hits. He was in and out of trouble all day, but avoided big trouble. Bolger came on and pitched 2/3 of an inning to clean up the mess in the 6th inning, and now Palmer on for his first inning of relief. Runner goes off first. Pitch is line foul down the right side as Butler slices it down the right side. So Bloomquist running with 1 out on the pitch, but he'll retreat back to first base. Angels sent 8 men to the plate in the 2nd inning, scoring 4 runs on 5 hits. And then in the 4th inning, they sent 7 men to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 3 hits. They have not homered today. The Royals have. Miguel Olivos hit his 18th today. That leads the team. Throw to first, runner back. Unfortunately, Miguel hit a solo homer. He led off the 4th inning. On the first pitch he saw, he hit one into the visitors' bullpen. 3-2 on Billy. Bloomquist takes his lead off first. Now throw over there, and Willie dives back into the bag safely under the tag of Kendry Morales. Wind picking up a little bit, blowing in from right field. And the runner will not go, and the pitch is looped into shallow center, and that will drop for a base hit. So Billy Butler with a bloop single. Bloomquist at second base. First and second, 1 out now for Brian Pena, who drove in a run with a base hit in the 3rd inning. So Billy now 2 out of 4 on the day. He tried to fight his way back up to the 300 mark. Billy's average has crept up to 296 with that base hit. And the batter, Pena, will bat left-handed. Mentioned it earlier, but Brian, when he's in the lineup as the catcher this year, came in with a 346 overall average. Or check it, 346 average when he's the catcher, 288 overall average right now. Batting left-handed and taking a ball outside. Matt Palmer, born in Memphis, lives in Queen Creek, Arizona, 30 years old. As we mentioned, high school in Southeast Missouri and collegiately at Missouri State. Made his major league debut last year with the Giants. Angels signed him as a free agent this past January. Works from the stretch, first and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Brian Pena. He'll take a strike. One count on the Royals catcher. On deck, it's Mark Teahan. Royals have not had the big hit today. Not yet, anyway. And they're down by 5. Bloomquist leading off second. Butler off first. And a ball outside. The Angels have turned a couple of double plays today. Royals have turned one. The last two games were 2-1 Angel victories. Today, 7-2 the Angels lead. The Royals could have gotten Zach a couple of runs last night. That would have been enough. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? It'll be the second baseman, Kendrick. They sort of had a collective meeting as they were all looking skyward and running in, and finally it was Kendrick was the last man standing who yelled the loudest and had the best angle, and he came on and made the catch. Two down now, and the batter will be the birthday boy Tian. 28 today, a single, a pop out, a ground out. Mark Tian has played a lot of third base for this Royals team this year and has the average as pretty much an everyday player this year at .281 as he stands in there. He's driven in 46 runs. He's got 11 homers, and he takes a strike for Matt Palmer. 6'2", 225, Palmer. The big phrase that Mike Scioscia likes to use and the Angels like to use, and every team tries to think this way, but the Angels have accomplished it so well, 1-1 now the count, is organizational depth. And that's what the Angels have, and that's why guys like Matt Palmer have come on and made contributions to this team, both in the rotation and the bullpen. 1-1, swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch from this right-hander. They've got depth among pitching. They've got a deep bench. They've got a good pipeline from the minor leagues, something the Royals are trying to build for the future. Royals this year looks like they're going to have their low A, high A, and double A clubs all in the playoffs with some prospects on all those teams. It'll hopefully be moving up the ladder another step or two next year. Bouncer foul off to the right, but that's something the Angels have had going for several years now. A lot of talent, a lot of money, but they've made a lot of good decisions on the players they've selected and developed a lot of talent in that organization. In this decade, of course, 0-2 winning the World Series, but in contention, winning their division seemingly every year. 1-2, and the pitch to Tian in the dirt, blocked by Napoli. Bounced a couple feet in front of home plate, and a breaking ball for Matt Palmer, who is not having an easy time getting through this seventh inning, but he has not allowed a run as of yet. He struck out to Jesus to start the inning, then Bloomquist singled. Butler a bloop single, and then Pena pops out. Two. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with high heat, and that takes care of the Royals. We go to the eighth. 7-2 Angels.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by DiGiorno. For big, juicy toppings on a fresh-baked rising crust, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. And FreshStartKC.com. Stop the harassing collection calls and bring in the closer. Call 816-251.
Great Clips.
It's Gary Matthews Jr. to lead off the 8th, and here's Denny.
All right, Steve, and Gary Matthews is 1 out of 2 with a walk, a single, and a run scored. He takes ball 1 from Dusty Hughes, who entered the game in the 4th inning and is permitted just 1 hit. Just 3 base runners. And a breaking ball down makes the count 2-0.
Fortunately, Dusty has not been rusty.
He has not. He's thrown strikes fairly consistently. Until now, and ball 3 is outside. He gave up the RBI single to Hunter. He walked Matthews with 1 away in the 5th. He hit Kendry Morales with a pitch in the 7th, and now a 4-pitch walk to Matthews to start the Angels' 8th inning. That will bring up Mike Napoli. Napoli with a double, a drive to deep right, and a ground ball to third. So the Royals now will look for a ground ball double play. Napoli, right-handed batter. Snap throw to first. Gary Matthews back to the base safely. In comes the fastball for a strike. Marte now loosening up in the Royals bullpen. That would be Victor Marte. A lot of new names for you. 1 strike on Napoli. Hughes pitch. There goes the runner, and it's fouled off. So a hit and run with the cover man being Hernandez, and Napoli had the right idea. He was taking a shot at the vacated spot on the right side of the infield, but he fouled it off. Got some other scores for us, Steve?
I do, Denny. Let's check the American League scoreboard, brought to you by MoDOT, online at MoDOT.org. Boston leading at the White Sox 3-1 in the 8th inning. Seattle's at Oakland. It's 1-0 Seattle after 3. Everything else final in the American League.
2-strike pitch is in on the hands, and a foul tip and a strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts for Hughes.
In Cleveland today, the Indians, a 3-1 win over the Twins, who are trying to get every win they can, trying to stay with Detroit. They began today 6 games back, but Cleveland wins it 3-1. The Yankees lose at Toronto 14-8, despite the fact the Yankees hit the only 2 home runs of the game. Nick Swisher, Melky Cabrera rather. Baltimore a 7-0 win over Texas today. Also, Detroit gains a game on Minnesota. They score 4 in the 9th inning, and they win at Tampa 5-3 today.
Hughes pitch to Howie Kendrick is outside, ball 1. Yeah, the Tigers, it would appear, in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And as you've already noted, they will send 3 very talented young men to the pitcher's mound here in Kansas City this week. You run a rotation like that there with their offense.
Porcello, Verlander, and Jared Washburn in that order. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In that order. That's normally the order in which the days of the week come. 1 on, 1 out, 7-2 Angels, and a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to Howie Kendrick, who has a couple of singles. He's 2 out of 3.
Checking the National League board, Danny, brought to you by Kansas Speedway. Tickets now available for the 2009 races. Visit KansasSpeedway.com.
1-1 pitch from Hughes is a change on the outside corner for a strike.
Cincinnati in Atlanta, a 2-2 tie in the 11th inning of that one. Houston has a 4-3 lead over the Phillies in the 9th. San Francisco at Milwaukee, it's 1-1 top of the 9th in that one. The Giants in that wild card battle. Colorado has a 7-1 lead after 4 over Arizona.
Strike on the outside corner, so he followed the changeup with a fastball, both in the same location on the outside corner, and he gets Howie Kendrick looking, and that's 5 strikeouts for Hughes.
Other National League finals, as the Sunday night game will be in the National League, San Diego at the Dodgers this evening. Mets a 4-2 win over the Cubbies today in New York. K-Rod, a former Angel, with his 30th save in that game as the Mets get the victory. Washington a 5-4 win over Florida today. Mike McDougal with a win.
Figgins hits a pop foul over near the stands. Billy Butler and makes the catch at the far end of the dugout suite, and that's the inning. So another good round for lefty Dusty Hughes.
To keep it fresh.
Well, I just invented the 8-layer dip.
Humanity thanks both of us.
Introducing the new aluminum pint bottle from Miller Lite. Just another way for you to enjoy the great taste. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-2 Angels, and Miguel Olivo the batter. Matt Palmer throws him a high breaking ball. Olivo 2 out of 3. Hit the ball hard 3 times. Led off the 4th inning with his 18th home run of the season. Now has 49 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch is low and outside. Palmer gave up 2 singles in the 7th inning, but also got 2 strikeouts. So he works his 2nd inning. Checks foul ball. Olivo half swinging, half bailing out. And the count now 2 balls and a strike. Palmer really does a good job of mixing his pitches. He's just basically fastball, curveball change. And a high chopper. That's going to be a tough play for Figgins. He scoops and throws. What a play. Oh, man, that's not even fair. He had a very, very difficult hop to contend with. And we talked about the soft hands, and if you don't have soft hands, you simply do not make that play.
And Olivo gets down the line pretty well, too. But, boy, that was pretty. He has made so many. It was kind of refreshing in a way. I saw a highlight the other day of a great play he made against Seattle. It was nice to see him make one against somebody else. He's made so many against the Royals, but he apparently makes them against everybody.
And we only see him 9 or 10 times. So what if you saw him every day?
My goodness.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Here's Mitch Meyer up there, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
He made a play going into foul territory earlier. I think it was in Anaheim, reminiscent of Brooks Robinson in the '70 World Series. Threw the guy out at first earlier this year.
1-1 now. The count on Mitch Meyer. So you think of all the third basemen who have been terrific defensively. Of course, Brooks Robinson comes immediately to mind, and then I think you have to include Scott Rowland high on that list.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike on Mitch Meyer. Mitch 2 out of 3, a couple of singles. Late swing, fouled off, third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's funny how baseball is a game of individuals and different body types and all different range. Roland is your prototypical third baseman, a guy with power and all that kind of stuff. Figgins doesn't look like your prototypical third baseman, as you said before, but he gets it done.
Yep. 2 other very good defensive third basemen come to my mind. I wish I'd have seen them play more, but Kenny Boyer of the Cardinals was just excellent defensively, and there's ball 4 to Mitch Meyer. Royals have had runners in every inning. They've had hits in every inning except the 5th. So the Angels pitching in this game has not exactly been brilliant. But Kenny Boyer, who was a big guy, he was, especially for the time period in which he played, which we're talking late 50s into the 60s, Kenny Boyer was about 6'2" or 3", and I think about 210.
More like the way Roland is built.
Yeah, and Roland bigger, but Kenny had a younger brother and much smaller Clete Boyer who played for the Yankees, and he was just terrific defensively. In fact, the Yankees back in the 60s had what some consider to be one of the best, if not the best, defensive infield of all time. Betancourt takes strike 1 from Palmer. Clete Boyer at third, Tony Kubek at short, Bobby Richardson at second base, and Joe Pepitone at first. Bouncing ball to second base, over to second for 1, back to first for 2. The Angels now have turned 4 double plays. So Betancourt grounds into the double play. We go to the 9th, 7-2 Angels.
The Royals Radio Network is presented by Realty Executives with 10 Kansas City locations.
Frees me up to spend more time with my customers.
This is M&I Bank, where your dedicated business banker will give you the expert advice and resources you need to feel confident about your financial decisions. Financial confidence shows. Call or visit M&I today. 1-800-MI-BANKS. Member FDIC.
9th inning, 7-2 in favor of the Angels, and Victor Marte will pitch the 9th inning. He'll take on Ibar, Abreu, and Torrey Hunter. Marte is 28. He'll turn 29 in November. Eric Ibar, a couple of triples, and a line shot into center field for a hit. So a big day for Ibar, 3 out of 5. And triples in innings 1 and 2. 2 triples in one game is quite rare, and I wonder how often it's happened in Major League history, triples in consecutive innings. I bet that hasn't happened very much at all. That's got to be one of the more rare achievements in the annals of big league ball. Here's Bobby Abreu. Abreu with 3 RBIs, a walk, a single, a double, struck out his last time up. And a fastball high and outside. Victor Marte is 6'2", 267. He was 265 in spring training, and he's picked up a couple of extra pounds over the summer. Now the 1-0 pitch to Bobby Abreu is low and inside. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Royals Baseball Network.
This is News Radio 980 KMBZ, Kansas City. 98.1 KUDL HD3, Kansas City. And live on the web at KMBZ.com.
Although the Royals have out-hit them 12-11. The Angels 4 runs in the second and 3 in the fourth. 2-0 to Abreu, and it's low, 3-0. Steve Stewart has been wearing many hats here today: play-by-play, color, scoreboard operator, scoreboard checker,
gargling,
email gargling. Now you've been rifling through the email for the last few minutes. Anything exciting today? The 3-0 pitch is low. That's not very exciting. And the Angels have 2 on, nobody out.
Well, Denny, the email to the booth presented by Gales Harley-Davidson, where every day is an excuse to have fun. You can reach us. We'd love to hear from you. FeelThePower.com. And we hear today from Jeff Foster in Sioux Falls. And he asks the following question: do you men feel that Alberto Callaspo will sign a long-term deal with the Royals?
In one word? No.
Well, for one thing, he doesn't need to for quite some time. He's still a young player, so they have him under their control, if they want him under their control, for several more seasons.
No, I don't think you'll see that happen. But thanks for the query, right? We always enjoy.
Yes, we do.
Queries.
Yes, we do.
We like
yes,
queries.
We
Strike to Torrey Hunter. Torrey, RBI single in the fourth inning. He is 1 out of 4. 2 on, nobody out. 7-2 in favor of the Angels. And low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle Davies and Irvin Santana tomorrow afternoon, the final game of this series. The announced attendance, 16,745. 16745. Breaking ball, strike. Well, now we can begin to ruminate on the play of the game. Or do you feel like ruminating today?
Yeah, I haven't ruminated in a while, so it'd be kind of nice to do that.
You do know that the play of the game is brought to you by Subway. They advise you to eat fresh, fouled off. And if you've never had a Subway tuna, you haven't lived, buddy.
No kidding.
You haven't lived. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Torrey Hunter. I've got Bobby Abreu's 2-run double in the fourth inning. That really kind of loosened everything up as far as the Angels were concerned. And the Royals were a part of the match until that double, and the Angels have had some breathing room ever since. Pitch is high, 2-2. What do you got?
I think I would concur with that. I think the second triple, partly for the rare feat that it was, as Ibar, as you noted, had a triple in the first inning and then an RBI triple in the second. That was big for several reasons, but part of it was just the uniqueness of that happening. But yeah, the Abreu hit was the big blow today.
Well, Ibar could be your player of the game.
Yes.
Pitch is high, 3-2. That would be a brilliant selection. But there are other candidates.
And Abreu has had a nice day from that DH spot with the 3 RBIs.
Tell you, the real key point was in the second inning, the bottom of their batting order with 1 out got a single, a double, and a single. Runners go, swing and a miss, throw to third, out at third base, double play. So Hunter strikes out. It becomes a strikeout. Throw him out at third, double play. So runner ends up at second base. He does not get a stolen base. That would be Bobby Abreu out at second. Kendry Morales is the hitter. And a swing and a miss. Nice throw from Brian Pena down to Tian, who slapped the tag on the sliding Eric Ibar. And a bouncing ball. Second base, Hernandez to his left has got it. Short clip to first, and that's the inning. One hit, one left. To the bottom of the ninth, 7-2 Angels.
Promotional considerations on the Royals Radio Network are provided by Health.
Royals will have the 9 1-2 hitters coming up. You ever notice that at this point in the game, in the ninth inning, the scoreboard just goes absolutely bonkers, no matter what the score, no matter what the occasion. And Luis Hernandez will lead off against Arredondo.
I think it's programmed to build to a crescendo, and this is the crescendo moment.
It's all computerized, and that will go off no matter what. Luis Hernandez up there, and he takes a strike. Arredondo will throw 92 to 96. He has a hard slider and a nasty split. Next pitch is low and outside. He has very good stuff. His fastball moves quite a bit, and this is where the hitters must stay loose. There's a fly ball out into left center. Torrey Hunter tracking it, and he runs it down. So Hernandez flies out to Torrey Hunter, who is always able to cover a lot of ground out there. But the report on Arredondo is, with his good stuff and as hard as he throws, his command is not always perfect. Don't dig in. Stay loose. Here's DeJesus. Dave, 2 out of 4, a couple of singles. He has scored one of the 2 Royals runs. Fastball right in there, strike 1. Boy, Torrey Hunter makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He really does.
He is something. That ball was slicing away from him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a split, and David chased it. And 0-2. Yeah, they're very solid defensively. We talked about lack of errors, fewer errors than any team in the American League. But, you know, defense is not always measured in errors or lack of errors. It's the plays that you should make that are made, or the plays that you should make that aren't made. And they're very solid defensively. Hunter in center and Figgins at third. And
they make the plays.
Yeah. Get the outs that you should get. Makes it easy on the pitching staff. Another splitter, this one in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes on David DeJesus. Seven to 2 Angels, 9th inning. In comes the pitch. And a ground ball. And oh, look what I found. A one hopper back to Aaron Dondo, and he throws to first, and David DeJesus is out number 2. He just had his glove down there in the right spot. David hit it pretty sharply, but I'll let you decide. Was that a good play or a lucky play? A little of both.
A little of both. Rather be lucky and good.
Mm-hmm.
Not one or the other.
It's a tough combo to beat. Willie Bloomquist, the batter. Willie's been on base twice, a walk, a single, 1 out of 3. And a strike on the outside corner. Well, the Angels, you talk about their defense, they've turned 4 double plays. The Royals have about hit the Angels 12-11, but have only 2 runs. So they made the double plays that they had a chance to make. There's a foul ball out of play, strike 2 on Willie Bloomquist. 2 out, bases empty. And the right-hander brings it home. And a high fly ball out into left center. Rivera moves over, makes the catch, and the game is over. So the Angels have won the first 3 games of the series. Final today, 7-2. And we'll be right back.
The Hillsburg Diamonds Radiant Star of the Game is on deck. Brilliant, exceptional, and out-of-the-ballpark spectacular. That describes tonight's Hillsburg Diamonds Radiant Star of the Game. Come to think of it, it also describes Hillsburg Diamonds' exclusive Radiant Star Diamond, available